Today's sync sound is a sip of beer. In 3, 2, 1.
I shouldn't.
That was disgusting.
I shouldn't do that with this. Oh God, it's 8.1%.
Oh, good. So you'll be. You should be sufficiently drunk by the end of the episode.
I'm almost done already.
Welcome to That Just Might Work, the podcast about everyday items. Jesse, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. This is a little, a special episode for us.
Yeah, this is, you might say, the beginning of a very, very short-lived travel special.
Sounded like you're going to go, the beginning of the end.
That was the first episode, really.
Right.
No, but Jesse is on travel for a work trip.
Yep.
Or so he says. Where are you exactly?
I'm in Yuma, Arizona.
All right, so from Syracuse, New York to Yuma, Arizona. And it's interesting because you're going to be there for a couple of weeks, right?
Yep, 2 weeks.
And I feel like it's almost as though you can't tell me much about what you're doing there. Or maybe I'm just gathering that from the fact that, like, I haven't been able to contact you by phone or the internet for, like, 6 days, it feels like.
Yeah, we work on a military test site, and so no phones or anything like that. But really, it's not. People are always like, "Oh, it must be so secret you can't tell me," and it's more like, you wouldn't be interested.
It's a bomb. You're working on a bomb, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll just say that. Sure, no.
Let's just break it on That Just Might Work. Come on.
Yeah, and this is how I got arrested.
So Jesse finally contacted me back after like 47 text messages this week. And we're recording on a Sunday. And the plan was, while you're traveling, we were going to do travel-specific items, right?
That's correct.
So the first of which seems like the most obvious thing that I think, should cover. Today's topic is the travel pillow.
The infamous travel pillow.
Yeah. I don't own a travel pillow. Do you?
I do.
You know what? I know that you do.
Yeah, I'm currently using it to support my microphone.
Yeah, this is perfect that we're going to cover the pillow because, correct me if I'm wrong, you've been using a pillow as a sort of microphone stand since episode 1.
That is correct. It provides a remarkable amount of isolation, I have to say.
You know what? I never would have guessed. But on the other hand, since episode 1, I've invested, all my hard-earned money on like a nice desk mount microphone stand. I mean, you bought me, and I appreciate the Christmas gift of the microphone,
right?
But I feel like I've been upgrading my setup while you're still using like a pillow to support your audio quality.
Yeah, secretly I've just been buying nicer and nicer pillows, like at Bed Bath & Beyond every weekend.
Yeah, are you using a down pillow now? Does that have better like audio dampening capabilities?
Yeah, it does. I've upgraded actually to a body pillow. It takes up a lot of my desk. It is funny that I happen to be using a travel pillow on this episode.
Yeah, I think we should use that picture that you sent me as like the featured image for this episode.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So, today's topic is specifically the travel pillow. We are going to talk a little bit about pillows in general, because I feel that's necessary. We always like to start with the definition, and this is from Wikipedia. A pillow is used to sleep on and support the head, neck, or other parts of the body while sleeping. Like your feet, I guess, if you wanted to.
That sounds about right.
Lying down or sitting. In addition, pillows have decorative uses and are used on beds, couches, or chairs. They are also referred to as cushions under some circumstances. We got to break down a couple of different, more common pillow types. You've got bed pillows. Those are the ones that we sleep on. You've got throw pillows. Those are decorative. You've got orthopedic pillows, and believe it or not, that is where the travel pillow kind of falls underneath.
I can see that.
The umbrella of an orthopedic pillow. And there's different types of orthopedic pillows. You've got neck orthopedic pillows, which are made to maintain comfortable positioning after therapeutic, orthopedic, or surgical measures. You've got the travel pillow, meant to keep the head from slipping into an uncomfortable and possibly harmful position during sleep. However, the Wikipedia article noted that U-shaped pillows can sometimes force the head forward, creating neck stiffness.
Yeah, even Wikipedia knows there's room for improvement here.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to read that, because it's like the very definition of the travel pillow notes that it kind of sucks.
If we create something that works, is it no longer a travel pillow?
Well, just wait till you get to my idea. You've got donut pillows. They're butt pillows for when you get like a tailbone injury.
Ooh.
You've got lumbar, or lumbar, I think that should read.
Lumbar would be a wood pillow. Slightly less popular.
But those are designed for lumbar support. Nursing pillows. Those are for the baby's head, as it's resting beside the boob.
Of course.
I didn't know that was a thing until I did this research. And then some other miscellaneous styles. You've got hugging pillows. You've got fire stop pillows. They're technical fire stop products used in passive fire protection.
What? I'm a little confused on like what the use. You'd be like, you know what? I'm going to sleep near this fire, but I don't want to be like too risky. I don't understand.
Yeah, to be honest, I was hoping you wouldn't ask me to elaborate, and I don't know if you are, because I don't really know what that is. That's all that I have on it.
We can let it go, but I'm going to look that up after the fact.
Okay. You've got the husband pillow, also known as a boyfriend pillow. Also known as a reading pillow. They're kind of similar in type. Large, high-backed pillow with two arms that can wrap around you. And that's all I had for pillow types. So there are other types that are kind of crazy and out there. Those are the basics. From that, jumping into the history of pillows.
All right,
you ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
I always have to ask Jesse. Go ahead, take a guess. When do you think that the first pillows in any form turned up in the history of time, and where?
I feel like this is like an ancient one. No one. I mean, they were probably laying on the ground, right? So it's like you wanted to rest your head on something. But I imagine that a lot of those were made of like I don't know, plants or something, and probably not preserved over 100,000 years. So let's say 1800 BC, they found evidence of a pillow.
You're roughly 5,200 years off. Early civilizations of Mesopotamia, around 7,000 BC, actually.
It's weird. I was gonna say Mesopotamia, only because like I think that's like the only word that I can think of when I think of that long ago in time.
Yeah, and that's actually been the time frame for a lot of the items that we've covered. I think, I could be wrong, I think pillows, we might be going back the farthest we have. I could be, maybe I'm wrong. I think there's one other item. I can't think of what it was. Maybe it was cups.
The shovel, maybe?
The shovel, maybe. But 7,000 BC. And during this time, only the wealthy used pillows.
Well, we know what's coming now.
Yeah, that's right. The vulgar people had to just lay their heads straight on the ground. The number of pillows symbolized status. So the more pillows that you had, the more the higher status you held in society. And pillows have long been produced around the world in order to help solve the reoccurring problem of neck, back, and shoulder pain while sleeping. Besides for comfort, the pillow was also used for keeping bugs and insects out of people's hair, mouth, nose, and ears while sleeping.
Oh, I'm glad we don't really have that usage for them today.
I mean, I'm sure it does that. If you have like if you were to have bugs in your bed, the pillow would.
It's a little bit
prevent them to some degree.
Sure.
Yeah, we also have to jump around in ancient history a little bit. Ancient Egypt saw pillow use associated with the mummies and tombs of ancient Egypt during the 11th dynasty, which is 2000 to 1985 BC. That must have been what you were thinking, right, Jesse?
That's it. Yeah, that's what my notes say.
The ancient Egyptian pillows were wooden or stone headrests, and these were mostly used to be placed under the heads of the deceased, because the head of a human was considered to be the essence of life and sacred.
Also, because they didn't care their pillows were made of wood. I would say.
They used these wooden or stone pillows in order to provide support to a corpse's head, to uphold body vigor, keep blood circulating, and to keep demons away.
That's actually why I use my pillow too.
So we've come a long way since ancient Egypt's pillow use. Ancient Europe, the Romans and Greeks of ancient Europe mastered the creation of the softer type of pillow. They probably were like, "What the hell are these Egyptians doing with the stone? Like, this is not comfortable at all."
Yeah.
They made pillows stuffed with reeds, feathers, and straw in order to make them softer and more comfortable. But again, only the upper class people typically own these softer pillows. But all classes were allowed to use some type of pillow while sleeping, lying down. And you laugh, like there were actually laws about pillow usage.
I was gonna say there was a pillow police that would like go around.
Yeah, and I'm going to jump ahead. We're going to be jumping out of timeline a little bit here. During the Middle Ages in Europe, many people did not use a pillow. Soft pillows became a status symbol, and King Henry the Eighth actually banned the use of soft pillows, with the exception by use by pregnant women.
Wow. Why? A lot of these things not making sense.
I don't know why. Maybe there was a shortage of pillow stuffing materials.
That could be it.
Then we're going to jump to ancient China. And the Chinese people went back to the hard pillows. I'm not sure why. They sometimes used softer fabric coverings, but they were traditionally solid, ranging from materials like bamboo, jade, porcelain, wood, and bronze. And they would decorate them with all sorts of cultural images. And this was sort of like if I'm understanding correctly, like a spiritual thing, much like the case in ancient Egypt.
To keep the demons away.
Right. So jumping ahead, for centuries, people... I gotta say, this is the most interesting thing that I think I have learned in the history of That Just Might Work.
Wow. All right.
Okay. For centuries, people slept fairly upright, with not only a pair of pillows on the bed, but a large cylindrical bolster as well. These bolsters, sometimes nearly the width of the bed, were stuffed with down or some other type of batting and closed up. They were then placed against the headboard and were the foundation for the pillows. A pair of pillows would be placed upright against the bolster, and the sleeper would prop himself up against these pillows, resulting in a sleeping position that was closer to sitting than reclining. And this was the common way of sleeping up until about the mid-1800s.
That is blowing my mind a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there were people that were laying flat, but up until about the mid-1800s, they thought that this was a better position for the body to be sleeping in.
Well, I was almost going to bring this up and say, like, it's a little strange that as a species, we're very uncomfortable sleeping without these, like, added implements. Like, most other animals just, like, sleep. Some of them stay, like, upright.
That is weird. It makes you wonder, like, did we evolve in some way that we required, did our necks just crappy? Like, we can't just, like, tuck our head on our arm or something?
Yeah, I think that might be the case.
It seems to, it's like I say this a lot. I say one item is a Band-Aid for another problem. The pillow is a Band-Aid for, like, the failed anatomy of humans.
Our shitty necks.
Right. Like, it's like we need to support them because they're not, they're not comfortable or healthy on their own.
Where can I find myself a bolster? Something that I'm wondering.
I think you would need to manufacture one yourself, but I hope I painted a good picture of how you could sort of do that.
Yeah, I'll start the Kickstarter for this.
Did no one think, like, I don't know, I sleep a lot better when I lay flat?
Just like they kind of set up their bolster wrong one night and they woke up laying down. They're like, this is bizarre.
I slept all night and I my back feels great.
I would say I slept like a baby, but I imagine they were like, I don't know, like hanging the babies on like a clothing rod for them to sleep or something. Like,
yeah, up until the mid 1900s, that was believed.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of where, and I have to apologize, that's kind of where my history on the pillow is going to end, is like mid 1800s, because I tried to find, like, you know, when was the travel pillow patented? When was the down pillow patented, etc. And I just struggled to, because there are literally millions of patents for sleep-related technology. And just for pillow alone, when I did a Google search for pillow patents, I turned 98,000 results.
Oh, God.
So, you know, I didn't know how I was going to go through those and find the the patents that were most historically relevant.
Yeah, to the travel pillow anyway.
I will say this, though. On the first page of Google hits for pillow patents, I found something called the purr pillow, a pillow that purrs, a pillow with a retractable umbrella. I don't know what the hell the purpose of that would be. A natural curve baby pillow and garment for preventing flat head syndrome.
Oh, another evolutionary oddity.
Yeah. The baby's heads, they're too soft. So that's kind of where my pillow history is going to end.
I think that's a good stopping point.
the point at which we decided that we should be laying flat.
Right. I mean, that hasn't changed, right? We're stuck there.
Yeah, we're kind of stuck there. So with that, let's jump into why it sucks. Specifically, the travel pillow. What do you hate about it, Jesse?
I think some of my answers might be limited to, like, you know, I haven't tried all of the travel pillows, but the ones I have had, they just don't really do what they're supposed to do. I find that, like, I have, like, basically no head support. I think they look really dumb. I mean, not that, you know, I care too much about how I look when I'm on a plane, but I don't know, it just looks kind of silly. One thing I had was that I find them really kind of unsanitary, because I can't fit it in, like, my backpack or anything like that. So I'm just dragging it through airports. It goes on the X-ray conveyor belt, and then I rest my face on it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So those are kind of I think the big three. I mean, the main one being, it's just not really supporting my neck. I find myself doing the whole head nod thing where you're, like, falling in and out of sleep.
Yeah, so you kind of hit on all of my points, and I'll admit, I was like, all right, why does it suck? And a lot of times when I'm trying to think about why an item sucks, I try to think about, you know, what actually does work. You know, like, what is a good thing about the travel pillow?
Yeah.
And the more I thought about it, I realized I can't say anything good about the travel pillow. I think I honestly think it's like the biggest piece of shit invention.
Would you say it's your least favorite item?
It's my least favorite every day. I don't even own one. Like, I won't buy one, because if you're asking me, the travel pillow literally doesn't even do what it's designed to do. Right. Like, it's not comfortable in any sense of the word.
Nope.
It really just hurts my neck if I try to sleep on it. I feel like I'm better off sleeping without it on an airplane.
Yeah.
I also noted that it looks stupid, and that's kind of I'm self-conscious about sleeping on an airplane or, like, on a bus and in public in general, because I'm not pretty when I'm sleeping. I'm, like, mouth open, drool. Yeah. I just like my face shouldn't be showing, and the travel pillow doesn't do me any good there at all.
Right. I'll say the one redeeming quality of the travel pillow is that it supports a microphone reasonably well.
Yeah, you actually found a pretty decent use for it. It has sound dampening capabilities.
Yep.
So, with that, I think we should take a short break from the pillow. Things were getting kind of heated there, and let's get into our new favorite game called What's That Sound? Now, today's game is a little bit different because traditionally it is Jesse versus the guest.
I was kind of hoping this means like I win no matter what, but I'm guessing that's not. Okay.
No. We did have a guest lined up. Planning sort of fell through, so we're going to have that guest on a later podcast. But the game must go on. The score is 2-1 guests. In this instance of the game, Jesse, I suggest that if you can't guess it, you get one final answer per each of the 3 audio clues as to what the everyday item is.
Right.
If you can't guess it in any of your 3 guesses, the point is going to be awarded to the guests or to the listener.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I've gone ahead and I have recorded an everyday item within my home, and I've got 3 audio clues. I think they range in difficulty from most difficult to least. So that's not always the case, but they are in sequential order.
Okay.
So I'm going to play these for you. You're going to get 1 guess per clue, and are you ready?
I think so.
All right. I'm not even going to say anything. Here's the first clue. What do you think?
I think you should probably see a doctor. Would be my first guess.
Why is that?
No, I don't. It did sound a lot like urination.
Okay, I was hoping that it would.
Well, it did.
What do you think? You get 1 guess.
Okay.
I can't see you going printer on this one.
It's like that's a lot of ink you got on there.
There's definitely some sort of liquid involved in this item.
I want to say you're filling something, so I want to say you're filling like a pitcher. I'm going to say a pitcher.
A pitcher?
Yeah, like a drink pitcher.
Okay, a drink pitcher. That is incorrect. So let's move on to clip number 2. That's all you get for clip number 2.
Oh man, it definitely sounded like a like you opened a compartment, you put something in, and then you closed it.
I'll tell you this, you're kind of spot on with that.
But what? There's so much liquid.
I need an answer, Jesse.
Okay, maybe an ice cream maker.
That's a good guess. You know that I do own an ice cream maker.
I do, yeah.
But that is incorrect. We're going to move on to clue number 3. I think if you put the clues together here, I think you're going to get it.
Oh my god!
And that is clue number 3.
That was kind of scary. Play that one again.
Okay.
Is it your sous vide maker?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
It is not my sous vide
maker. God.
All right, put it together. You've got the filling of a compartment.
Yeah.
You've got the attaching of the compartment to another thing, and then you've got a fan blowing.
Oh,
if you didn't recognize that sound. That is
a humidifier. Okay.
Yes. So you mistook it for moving water. It sounds like.
Yeah. And I mean, I know a sous vide cooker isn't really an everyday item, but in your life it is.
Yeah, it's becoming they're becoming more popular. I'm actually using mine. I'm actually cooking dinner as we're recording this episode. We're having salmon. So that point's going to go to the guests.
I was really hoping that, competing against no one, I might have a shot.
Yeah, you really had an advantage there because you had no you had all the time you needed and no competition.
I shouldn't have finished that beer.
That's going to make the score 3-1 guests in What's That Sound.
All right.
So jumping back into the pillow, innovative news. Jesse, what did you find out there for new technologies in travel pillows?
There are a lot of innovations and a lot of Kickstarters. Before I jump into them, can we complain about Kickstarter videos for 1 minute?
No, of course.
I watch a lot of these videos every week in preparation for the episode, and they do this. Everyone does the same thing, and it's just...
Is it the music? Music's too loud?
The music's too loud. They use it's just like this dramatic, like you're talking about a travel pillow, and they've got this intense dramatic music, and it's just like, imagine a world where the travel pillow makes your day. And it just, everyone is like that. I'm Ari Pakanari, and I'm an entrepreneur. And it's starting to get on my nerves. Every single person.
It's kind of like, all right, it's a pillow. All right, we all know the travel pillow sucks. It's just come out and say it. Like, all right, the travel pillow sucks. I invented this thing. It sucks less, and it's like the same cost.
And so, a lot of these people are, sure, you're a home inventor. That's fine. You came up with something, but they throw out these like random credentials. Or they're
they think that they're like what's his name,
Elon Musk. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like he's like they're sending a car into space.
Yeah, this guy's like, I used a stronger fabric on the travel pillow. It's like, good for you. It's just, I'm not impressed with so many of these, and the music.
Have yourself a gold star there.
Right. I get like a lot of enjoyment when the ones like that, fail to reach their backing. But anyway,
right.
I will jump into the ones that I did find and some of the ones I did like. So I think I should first mention the hoodie pillow, which was featured on Shark Tank. So that's your traditional travel pillow, the U-shaped pillow filled with a foam. And the only real difference is that it's got a hood attached to it, which I like because, like you said, it's like it kind of keeps a barrier now between you and the people sitting to your left and right.
I like it a lot, and that eliminates one of my 3 complaints is that I'm an ugly sleeper, and people shouldn't have to see my face.
Yeah, exactly. I have to say, I noticed, again, this is kind of the case in a lot of our episodes, but one of the solutions to this problem we have is to just have more money and fly first class.
Yes. But we're talking everyday items, and the everyday person can't fly first class.
Of course. So there are 3 categories I found. So the hoodie pillow falls into the first one, what I'll call like the traditional foam neck support. There's a couple other ones. There's the duo travel pillow. It's got a unique shape, and it's both foam filled and also inflatable. And it's just got I think better support than the traditional U shape. You can use it a few different ways, like against a window, or if you're in the middle seat, it's different. So I don't mind that. And then 2 others in that category. One has a built-in heating and massaging element, and the third one actually has, it's the first smart humidifier pillow. It blows like warm steam in your face while you're sleeping on the plane.
Is that like, is that solving an issue? Like, is the air dry?
I do think typically it's a very dry air on the plane, but this failed, by the way, and I think the people next to you might get a little weirded out by like the fog coming off of your pillow.
Yeah, it's gonna look like you have like a vape helmet or something.
Yeah, so not a huge fan, and obviously not successful. The second category is sort of like the head strap. I don't know if you saw those, but it's something that sort of secures your head to the seat. There's one called the Nod 2.0, which is it's basically a chin strap that attaches your head to the back of the seat.
That's not. That's kind of creative.
It does. It kind of solves the problem. One issue that I ran into or found out is that a lot of these are kind of dangerous. And also, I just sent Jason.
I see you're
the
sharing
picture.
An image with me now. Yeah, it looks like you, if you fell into too deep of a slumber, you could accidentally hang yourself.
Right, and I think like if you were on a bus and there was an accident or turbulence on an airplane, you could actually really hurt yourself. And
because you have like a rope around. It's like a rope around your neck,
right?
Almost.
that's my invention. Is going to be. I'm going to call it the noose pillow. Just supports you.
The woman in that video looks very peaceful, though. I will say that
she does. But I was going to say that it looks pretty silly. So like if you already don't like the way you look when you're sleeping, I don't think adding a chin strap is the answer.
No, they probably should have combined that with the hoodie feature.
Yeah, if you're going to wear a chin strap, cover your face.
Please.
You can quote me on that.
For the consideration of everyone around you.
Yeah. One company did a little bit better in that same world where instead of attaching it to the seat behind you, it actually, like, the strap extends down your back and you actually sit on it. And so the weight of yourself sitting on it keeps your head in position. And this is better just because now you're not attached to the seat, so there's a little bit less of an injury risk.
Okay.
But it still looks pretty silly, and I'm not like these.
Does it fold up into a travelable size?
Yeah, I don't know about the chin strap one because it's got a lot.
It sounds like it's like 3 feet tall.
This is a long one. The seat snoozer is what I'm talking about.
Okay, good name.
Yeah, not bad. And so now the third category I ran into is, I don't really have a name for it, but it's anything that you rest on the tray table in front of you, and then you rest on top of that. And so there's two, the Cushy, and their slogan their slogan is "Hug a Cushy," which I like.
I actually do like it. I like the slogan and the name.
Yeah, and theirs is basically a small pillow on a tripod, one of those small tripods, and it rests on the tray table, and you rest your face down on that.
How high off of the tray table are we talking?
This one's not very high, and it kind of seems like it would hurt your lower back, just because of how far bent over you're going to be.
Right.
And the last one, this guy liked that idea, but he didn't like the fact that you had to use the tray table. And I agree, because I don't know, it's like sometimes your tray table doesn't work, or if the person in front of you is adjusting their seat, it can kind of screw you up. And this is called the Sleepy Selfie Stick. And it's a similar idea, but now instead of a tripod, picture a monopod, and it goes all the way to the floor of, let's say, the bus or the plane. The downside is that it really looks like you're sticking your face in a plunger. And unfortunately, everyone listening, you can't see this, but we'll upload
send
it.
Me an image. Okay.
And I'm gonna send it to you, and you'll see. It's pretty bad.
Oh, come on!
That's
Nobody's
a real
gonna
thing.
Use that in public.
I know, and
that is for anyone listening. It is indistinguishable from a plunger.
Except you put it on the ground, like you put the pole end on the ground, and you just rest your face in it.
Yeah, it's one of those like cleaner, more modern looking plungers.
Yep.
That have like a plastic white top as opposed to the orange or black rubber.
Yep. And I love that.
I imagine it can also like clear your sinuses out in a pumping motion.
Yeah, exactly. If you thrust your head back and forth, you get a great sinus rinse.
What prevents you from tipping over left or right while using that? It seems like a monopod is not the right amount of legs.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure anything does prevent you. And I love the fact that in their video and in the picture I sent, like, they show people using it in the office. Like, this guy's sitting at his desk, resting his face in a plunger on the ground.
He's clearly at work. He's got a suit jacket on the back of his chair.
It's just not good.
Maybe he's on his lunch hour and just getting a quick face plunge.
He just wants to eat shit, so to speak.
All right, those were good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of innovation out there, and I'm not super in love with any of it, I guess is kind of the answer.
Yeah. All right, good. Let's jump into our ideas. That just might work. The part of the show takes its name from. We've come up with our own, sometimes futuristic, but reasonably, I don't want to say reasonably, somewhat practical solutions.
You're just like, our lawyers won't allow us to say reasonably. We're not allowed to
we're not allowed to use the word reasonable. To solve the issue of the travel pillow, I'll go first here. First thing I want to say is I'm super proud of the name that I came up with here. I struggled for a minute, and I think what I've come up with is honestly the best name for a product that anyone has come up with on
ever.
our show.
Oh,
ever.
Okay. I'm excited.
Of all products ever invented.
I'm excited to hear it.
And before I tell you the name, you need to kind of understand the form factor. And I believe that this form factor may already exist in some crazy pillow inventions.
Okay.
But I'm hoping that mine is a little different and will stand out amongst the crowd. And I'll say this: I didn't go as crazy as I normally do, maybe, because I feel like the solution of being comfortable, sleeping on the airplane, on the bus, and being a passenger in a car and sleeping on a long road trip is not that complicated to solve, and I don't know why we haven't done it.
Right. It seems like it should be an easy solution.
So what I've created is basically like a full pod sort of shape. Picture like a half or a three-quarters, or rather a third of a circle that kind of fully encloses you from your environment. Okay. And before I get into describing how it all functions, I thought, all right, if I'm going to be fully enclosed and I'm going to be comfortable for my surroundings, and I want to feel home, like I'm at home and I'm not on an airplane, and I just want to shut out the world from behind me. And I started thinking, like, what can I relate that to? Like my bedroom, and I came to the thought of the womb. Before we're born, we're in the womb, and we're kind of sheltered from all of the world's shittiness. And
I already hate your Kickstarter video because you're like, picture the womb. Like, God damn it.
And we're warm, and we have all the food that we need, and it's just great,
Yeah,
so,
I know.
Here's my name is the living womb.
Oh shit, that's good though. That's really
How good is that? The living womb. I mean, it's like the comfort of your living room on the go.
Oh man, I really like that actually.
All right, so here's the form factor. You wear the harness for this device on your back. Think of like those small drawstring backpacks.
Think of like an umbilical cord. It's kind of like that.
Think about like the female anatomy. So you're wearing it on your back. When you're ready to relax, I didn't mean to rhyme there, but I kind of did. What you'll do is you'll reach over your shoulders and kind of fold the living womb up over your head, and it retracts to that cylindrical shape in the fashion of like a collapsible arched awning. Am I explaining that correctly?
I think I see it. Yeah,
it's like accordion style folded, kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're gonna unfold it over yourself, and then it's gonna kind of clip into itself around your waistline.
So it's all the way from like the top of your head to your waist.
Yeah, fully enclosed. And it's enclosing you from your surroundings. It's gonna completely block all outside light. It's going to allow you to pull your arms inside of it, and from there you can use your arms to control your entertainment system.
Here it comes.
Now I just have to make a note. I haven't so much improved upon the idea of sleeping while on the plane or on the bus as I have just generally improving being on the plane or on the bus. You're going to have a convenient holder for your smartphone with integrated Bluetooth speakers built into the walls of the living womb. You can watch movies, and the material is made of a sound dampening foam. So outside noise isn't coming in. You're not hearing the bus or the people on the bus, or the wheels going round and round, or the the engine noise of the plane, and at the same time you can listen to a movie and the sound's not bothering the person next to you.
Okay.
You're also going to have audio functions like ambient white noises. You can listen to the ocean's waves, rain falling, a fan running in the background, the types of noises that people like to listen to as they're trying to get a peaceful night's sleep.
Right.
And this is where the sleeping component comes to play. There's going to be side pillows. I don't think the whole idea of like resting your head straight up and sleeping, that's so mid 18th century. Like we need to be as close to laying to parallel to the floor as possible.
Okay, yeah.
So you use a little straw, much like one of those emergency life vests, and you inflate the side pillows to your desired comfort level, and then you just kind of like you can lean left or right and rest your head on a pillow. It's also going to have cup holders and pockets for snacks.
Cup holders is an amazing idea.
And that's all I have. That's the living womb for you.
I love it. I am picturing how hilarious it would look to like the people next to you. to have someone like fully enclosed in this fabric pod.
Yeah, but think about it. It's like, I mean, no one has to see you. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter. It also doesn't matter what you're doing on your phone. You could be watching whatever the hell you want.
Whatever you need to watch while you're inside the womb is up to you.
Exactly. It's like you have your own little room in the womb. It's privacy in a public place. So
I bet you it's also good from a health perspective. You know, people aren't coughing or sneezing on you. You're fully protected.
Yeah. So maybe I should have made a consideration for like air ventilation. It could get a little
stuffy
in there, or a lack of adequate airflow.
The heat and moisture simulates the womb.
No, it's not a womb simulator.
Oh, okay. That's a different episode.
So that's my idea. That just might work. What do you have, Jesse?
I like it. I kind of, I don't know if I disagree, but I went in the other direction, and I'm sticking with, like, the vertical sleep idea. So, and, I mean, is that not classic? Like, bring me back to 1865 or whatever it was.
Right. Yeah, you're all about 1865.
Right. Roll us back in time. I don't want to be sleeping laying down. Mine is, and this is almost a throwback to our umbrella concepts, but I want, or I think a Kickstarter.
Michelin Man suit?
No, this was a Kickstarter, sorry, from that episode. I want something, picture a space helmet. Okay, so I've got, mine's only down to my shoulders. I'm not enclosing my chest, but your whole head is enclosed up to, like, the top of your shoulders. And inside that dome, if I'm being honest, it's essentially a cervical neck collar. Like you would, use on someone who was in a terrible accident. I don't know if you've ever worn one of those.
They keep your head very stable.
Yeah, I have in just like, I was an EMT for a little while and just like practicing, I've worn them. They're not, typically I wouldn't call them comfy, but your neck feels great when it's in them because everything is in alignment and it's not going anywhere.
Okay. I like what you're getting at here.
And that's what I have a problem with all of my travel pillows. It's like no matter what, my head's gonna flop around. So
the human neck is still shitty.
Right.
We need to reinforce it.
Right. So I am going all out, and I'm gonna wrap it. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna wrap it in like a microfiber fabric. It's not gonna look like you were in a terrible accident. But the idea being it's the same sort of really intense support that keeps all your vertebrae in alignment and your head's not going to move.
I think you just made those Kickstarters with like the neck strap look like fools because yours does the same exact thing, except not only is it not dangerous to your neck, it's probably actually safer to your neck.
I think it's good for you.
It's kind of like has a safety function.
Think of it this way. If your bus is in an accident, you're already...
You're going to be the first one to the hospital because you're already, neck strapped.
You're already C-spine immobilized, as we call it.
Perfect.
And so... I had a similar issue where I wanted like the hood concept, so that's why I've got this enclosed in what's essentially a space helmet.
Okay.
We'll have a little ventilation. I do like that, but the gist is that you've got really good support. Now, I do also have a name, and because I shaped it like a space helmet, mine is called the Cosmonaut. Kind of like
good name,
like cosmonaut, but nod, and I think it works.
Cosmonaut. I got to give it to you on the name. I like the concept. You went for more of a improving the sleep function, as I went more for the improving, just kind of travel in general.
Yeah.
But I like it.
And I mean, I think that's fair because, just because it's a travel pillow doesn't mean, it's sleep only. The travel pillow is part of that travel experience. So if you can improve upon it in any way.
It's about being comfortable while traveling.
Right.
So, all right. With that, it's time to play That Just Might Work Classic. Has someone died using it? It's going to be Jesse's turn to guess. To the best of our knowledge, the score is still 2-1 me.
I believe so.
Yeah. So you're going to have to take a guess here. Has someone died while using the travel pillow? And if so, for the other half of the point, how did it happen?
I've been thinking about this one all day. like a pillow seems like a really innocuous object. Typically,
it's very soft. Yeah,
right. I mean, some of the ones we talked about today, again, you could choke yourself, but I don't think those haven't even really been produced yet. I know people have been smothered by pillows, but that's a murder, and we don't count that.
Murders don't count.
So I'm gonna go with my instinct here and say no one has died via travel pillow.
All right. Before I tell you whether or not you're correct, I'll hit on a couple of instances that I found. First of which, a lot of results turned Pillow of Death, a 1945 film about a man whose wife is murdered and who becomes a suspect. So check that out. That's required homework.
There always seems to be movies we should be watching.
After that, I did find a lot of suffocation. I'm definitely on like the NSA list because I'm Googling like pillow death, pillow suffocation.
You're like, how to kill someone with travel pillow.
Yeah, like travel pillow injury death and all sorts of stuff. And it's just all turning like, it's actually weird. The Google results are like, how long does it take to smother someone with a pillow?
Oh, God.
So I found a lot of that. Found a lot of really sad, infant death statistics. Smothering being one of the, I was going to mention them, but it's just there's just a lot to go over.
Yeah,
just
we could probably go one episode without children dying, I'd say.
Well, I wish, but this one instance I found, it's pretty close. I found an instance of a nursing pillow, resulting in the suffocation of 3 infants. Unfortunately, nursing pillows. You may have not seen one before. They look identical to travel pillows, except they're a bit bigger. They go around the woman's midsection.
Oh, okay. They hold the baby up.
They hold the baby up, and they resulted in suffocation in misuse of the pillow. The pillow was used as a real pillow. And
I was
not
confused
safe.
for a second. I thought you were telling me like one pillow had killed 3 babies. I was like, didn't they realize?
Well, it was the same brand. It was the same brand,
right? But it was just sort of like
pillow.
a manufacturing defect type of thing.
Sort of. It was user error.
Okay,
really. I mean, not on the baby's part, but on the mother's part. So a lot of that, a lot of sad stuff. Baby suffocating. Be aware of that if you have a child, because it's alarming. Like thousands of babies a year are suffocating on stuff in their cribs. But another instance I found, also quite sad, and I was kind of torn by this, but I decided not to count it. An instance of a young girl dying after a pillow fight with her friend.
Oh.
Yeah, she was struck by a pillow, missed her target, ended up, actually it was the headboard that, she hit her head, had a concussion, had some brain bleeding, didn't go into the hospital, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to tell you the sad ending to that story.
But that's the headboard, right? So
that was the headboard, not the pillow, and also not a travel pillow.
All right.
So I think you're checking the boxes, Jesse. Good news. I could not find an instance of someone dying by travel pillow. So I went through several Google pages trying to find it, but I could not.
All right. I'm catching back up.
It up. Yeah, 2-2, actually.
Boom.
On has someone died using it. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job on humanity. We haven't managed to kill ourselves with that one. At this point in the show, let's take a look at feedback. We do encourage and appreciate your feedback, whether in the form of criticizing something that we've said on a previous episode, or if you have ideas for future episodes, comments on an everyday item, etc. You can email us at feedback@thatjustmightworkpodcast.com, or just use the contact form on our website. We got an email from Katie. Katie said, "Hello, I've been giving this a lot of thought, and I have 2 ideas for you. Ready for these?"
Yeah, I'm excited.
First, she says, and this may definitely fall under the category of operator error, I have a huge beef with the apple slicer. It has one job, and you still end up risking chopping off a finger every time you try to free the slices from the core.
Yeah. I don't slice a lot of apples, but I feel like I recall it being kind of difficult.
Yeah, I think it could be a candidate. My first thought is, I don't know. I think the apple corer or cutter is pretty solid. It kind of does its job pretty well.
Maybe can Katie send us a video of how you're using it?
Yeah, but she might. Yeah,
we're gonna find out
an operator error.
We're gonna find out she's standing on it or something.
She's holding the apple in her mouth while she just presses the cutter into it.
I keep cutting my face with this apple core.
So we'll put that one on the back of the list. She said, second, I think there's a lot of potential for the doorknob. She says, I'm not angry at doorknobs like I am with the apple slicer, but I definitely think there's a way to add your Bluetooth capability and spice it up a bit. I agree.
Yeah, they're pretty boring.
And pretty uninnovated. I know that there are some, dial codes, and I think there is some phone integration with door locks and such, but for the most part, doorknobs are the same as they have been, like forever.
Yep.
Right, so thank you, Katie, for the email. A couple of good
Thanks.
ideas. We'll add them to the list. Again, if you have an idea, an everyday item that you would like to hear us do an episode on, please send it to us. Feedback at thatjustmightworkpodcast.com. And that concludes today's episode on the Travel Pillow. How do you feel about it, Jesse?
Good. I've got my travel pillow right here, and I'm going to be looking for a new one, I think, because this one's just not cutting it.
Yeah, I might take a look at what's out there and get myself something more comfortable, because like I said, I just don't even believe, I don't have any faith in the travel pillow to improve my comfort as is.
I'm going to find a used medical supply store around here and grab me a seat collar.
Yeah, perfect. With that, don't forget to follow us on social media. Check us out on the web, thatjustmightworkpodcast.com. On Facebook and Instagram, it's at thatjustmightwork. On Twitter, at TJMW Podcast. No word from Tyler Womack, at TJMW. We encourage you to follow him, but don't tell him that we sent you. And with that, please join us next week on That Just Might Work. You never know, we might be talking about your favorite everyday object.
I'm going to finish that beer now.